Good morning, Dr. Butler. Oh, what a journey this has been, and I just can't thank you enough for all of your support throughout the last 9 months for this crazy, busy, huge project that I just completed. So thank you for all of your work. Thank you for your dedication and motivation to keep me motivated to finish. So here I sit and kind of reflect over the last 9 months and what does all of this mean moving forward. And I can say that the messy parts of the whole experience was in the beginning, getting all of that data and going, well, what do I do with all of this? There's just so much here, and breaking it down and realizing what is the true gap and moving forward. How do I understand what this information is showing and how can I make change? And then going into the project, as big as it was, got messy. It was challenging. It involved a lot of people. There was a lot of moving parts. Um, and I'm glad it's done. But maybe now the messy part is just coming. What when we move forward and now all of the moving pieces and all of the people that are going to get involved, maybe the messy part hasn't happened yet. Or what I thought was a messy part really isn't, and the next steps are what is going to be messy. So stay tuned. Well, I'll see you at graduation, so maybe we can have a conversation then about our moving forward steps, and I can't wait to see you in person at graduation. The DNP made me professional, and my manager made some comments that my leadership skills have greatly improved over the last year, and I can contribute that to the DNP. The courses taught me how to be a better leader, how to be a better person in a authoritative role as a charge nurse. And so she has seen growth in that area, and I contribute that to the DNP and what it taught me. Relationships during the DNP, most of it came from my clinical leadership. So, as a staff nurse, you come in, you do your job, and you leave, and you may know who your director is, you may know who department heads are, but you don't really have a relationship with them until you get into a project like this and you're forced to know and get to know who those people are. And so yesterday at my presentation, I was super impressed because most of those people in that room were clinical leadership. The director of anesthesia was in that room, and he's over all of anesthesia. And so he now saw my results, and he kind of knew what I was doing, and he supported me and was like, yeah, whatever you want to do it. But then to have him in the room and actually see the data and see that I have new guidelines, I have a feeling I'll have a lot of meetings in my future, which is great. And then the director of perioperative services over both adult hospitals was in that room, as well as two other clinical directors were in that room, and my manager was in that room. We had an educator from both the pre-op and the PACU in that room. And so for them to actually see all of the hard work and see the end result and knowing that I have their support moving forward is going to make all of the difference. When you have clinical leadership in your corner that supports you and understands why you're doing what you're doing, it makes that transition and it makes change a little more easier, I should say. And then they can kind of help you motivate the team and get the team buy-in and get the team engagement, which is also essential for any type of improvement. If you don't have a team and you don't have the buy-in, it's never going to happen. But when I have the buy-in from clinical leadership, then that kind of changes the tone of how important this type of change really is. So what challenged I had during this, I don't really know if I had any challenges towards my humility or value and my sense of purpose. I think sometimes we lose track of what our purpose really is during all of this because there's so many moving parts and you're in the middle of it and you're like, what I'm doing, is it really making a difference? Because in the moment it's stressful and it's hard and you're like, this is never going to end and I don't understand the purpose. I don't get why we're doing what we're doing and trusting the process. But it all came together yesterday in that final presentation and everybody was in the room. You kind of, at the end of it, you're like, ooh, now I see why I did what I did. And, ultimately it's for our patients. It's to provide better services and care towards our patients. And that's the ultimate goal in healthcare is what can we do for our patients and how can we make our patients feel better or empower them and engage them and educate them like they need to be educated. And so during the whole process, you're like, what am I doing? I don't get it. But then in the end, it kind of, the big picture is finally put together and you're like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Wide open eyes experience. Quality improvement is hard. And until you're in the middle of it and until you experience it from start to finish, I don't think people quite understand what truly is quality improvement and how hard it is. And this whole process taught me that, yes, I enjoy it. And yes, I now know how to do a project and to set it up to where you can be successful. And maybe that's where my future is in clinical practice, is sitting on quality improvement boards and in projects and leading projects and helping other staff members understand the importance of quality improvement and why we need to have quality improvement in whatever area that we work in. So in 5 years, where do I see myself? Kind of hard to answer. Maybe teaching, maybe not. Definitely in clinical practice, probably leading some sort of quality improvement project or helping lead quality improvement. Now that it's on my resume and leadership knows I can do it. So we'll see what happens in 5 years. Who knows? But in the end, I can't thank you enough, and looking forward to celebrating with everybody in graduation or at graduation.